Hey guys, I'm Torres from Cinco Studio and welcome to another episode of Last Week Today in Search Engines, where I share my newest findings and news in search engine world and things that I think are worth sharing with everybody who is working with search engines or who are optimizing their websites to be loved by search engines, or perhaps they run Google ads and so on. So news of the week number one is that Google has consolidated all of their, helpful information about how to use their product and run ads and use their tools into one place. You'll find that under the COVID-19 resources by Google. I'll put the link below, and basically that's another step from Google in order to help small businesses who perhaps don't have enough resources to hire a professional PPC ads specialist to run the ads for them, and they're doing it themselves, and they still need guidance, they still need education, how to do it properly. So that one page actually has all information about all their tools, about how to use their ads, how to do the analytics, Search Console, set up those tools as well in one place in a, very useful manner with checklists and so on. So that's an amazing new resource for small businesses, and I'll link that down below. Okay, the news number two, and probably the biggest news actually for us working in SEO space, is that Google has finally took one of their biggest tools in a Search Console called a Rich Results Test Tool and took it out of the beta and made available for everybody. And that tool will replace the current tool that is called Structured Data Testing Tool that has been around since 2009 or so. And that tool is supposed to be better than the one before, although a lot of us people working in a space are not entirely happy, because essentially what that tool does is it helps you to test whether your schema markup on your website is correctly installed. And what a schema markup do is basically, your website essentially at the back end is a code, right? And using a certain schema markup, you can mark certain parts of the code and saying this part of the website is, is the customer reviews, or this is the price, or this is the blog post title, or this is the recipe. So by highlighting in the code and marking up which part of the website is what, you are allowing Google and other search engines to understand that page better and then highlight that information in the search results. Because as a searcher, you probably know that once you come in, search for something, sometimes the results are not just the blue links, the title and the description. Sometimes it's the actual images, actual videos, or recipes, with the reviews and with the cook time and with the, or some products with the price. So all of that price information, reviews and everything like that comes from the structured data that's within your code. And basically your developers, or if you're using WordPress, you can use some plugins that help you with that. Basically using these tools that I've just mentioned, Rich Results Test Tool, for example, you can check how well your website is actually structured and how well can Google read that data, and you can double check it. Is it correct? Is it reading the correct part of the website and taking the price from the right part of the website, right? So with this tool, you'll be able to do that. You actually were able to do that already with the structured data tool, but this one is focusing basically only on Google internal ecosystem of the things they highlight. The previous tool could be testing all kind of structured data, not only supported by Google, but by all search engines. So from our work, this actually makes the tool worse. From Google's perspective, it probably makes for them the tool better, because everybody will be optimizing just for Google than using that tool, not for other search engines. So that's the news number two. News number three, and actually this week is a little bit shorter. There were not a lot of happenings, so I'll have just free news. So the news number three is that Bing has updated their Webmaster guidelines. So a lot of people think about just Google when they think about search engines, but there's also Yahoo, Bing, and DuckDuckGo as one of the main search engines, and Bing has been improving their information on how to get ranked on Bing as well much better. And they have now recently updated their Webmaster guidelines that I think if you want to also capture those 5-10% of the market share that Bing has, it's very useful for you to read it, and I'll definitely link it below. So that's the free news. And the tip of the week is about Search Console property types. And first of all, I really hope that you have Search Console connected with your website and you can monitor your search performance, basically, click-through rates, the impressions, the positions of your keywords and of your pages on Google search results. However, you probably noticed that once you click on the add property, there's two ways to add the property. You can add it at the URL level, or you can add it on the domain property, how it's called. There's two big differences. So For example, if you run a standard website that has just one URL, there's just one domain. For example, I have like cincostudio.ch. Essentially, all of the websites have technically 4 versions, right? They have the HTTP, then they have HTTPS with the secure protocol, then they have the www version, and then a non-www version, right? And by typing all of these, you essentially will land on the same website. However, if you add your website's property only with the one URL, let's say your preferred one with the HTTPS and non-www version, you will only see the search performance of that URL. But just in case, somehow your other URLs would also get indexed, you will not get any information on how often they're being seen on the search results and so on. Or in cases where you have some subdomains that are also very important for you, right? So if I would have, let's say, book.cincostudio.ch, and I want to monitor that URL specifically, how's that URL is doing, then I would add it on as a URL type. If I don't care, I want to have all of my search traffic of the domain cincostudio.ch in one dashboard, then I would go and verify with the domain property. I hope that's clear, but that's the tip of the day. If that was not clear, let me know in the comments and I'll clarify that further. All right, guys, I wish you an amazing day. And actually, for the next 3 weeks, we have a small transition period and a holiday period coming up together. So the next video will be published in beginning of August. But of course, we're still working, we're still reachable. And if you need any help with your search engine optimization or PPC ads, you can reach out to me by torres@cincostudio.ch and I'll be happy to help you out. All right, guys, all the best and have a nice day.